Well, that was a real pain in the ass. Game crashed about 3 more times as I was trying to restart the stream, but hopefully now everything will be smooth for the rest of the pay-per-view. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Pierre Thompson versus Jay Mamba. Going to have to catch that on the Fallout Crossfire, but as for the rest of the matches, we get back into things. Up next, Reese Matthews taking on Dave Turner. A match that we were supposed to see take place a few weeks ago, but Reese Matthews took it upon himself to assault Dave Turner before the match began. I guess trying to use Dave Turner as a stepping stone, but anybody that knows Dave Turner knows that he is no stepping stone. He is the Stone, the CMV Hall of Famer, making his return at the top of the last month, announcing that he's coming back full time. And we know that Reese Matthews, ever since he came back, has made his mission very clear. No longer wants to be known as a former undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, but a future undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, and willing to take out anybody who gets in his way. That's including the technical prodigy, Dave Turner. Still to come here at Fortune Guys, live from Tokyo, Japan. The CMV Women's Championship will be defended as Reese Matthews lays into Dave Turner there with a furious punch. Haley Jones challenging good friend Danielle Davis in Davis's first defense since winning the championship back at Validation. We've also got the Unified World Tag Team titles at stake. Joseph Santos and Subject Zero looking to take the gold from the new two-man power trip. Brett Curtis and Jason Spade. Our main event, guys, Ace Reeves, his biggest challenge to date, no doubt about it, defends his global championship against two of the all-time greats, Schmitty and hometown hero Paul Devon, as Dave Turner drops a hell of a brainbuster right there that only gets a 1 count somehow. Reese Matthews had to know what he was getting into, trying to start something with Dave Turner. And even if he's unwilling to finish it, Turner will. You could be damn sure. Ooh, and Reese, I think, might be bleeding after that punch to escape the submission by DT. Still thinking back to Dave Turner's instant classic with Jason Spade a couple of weeks ago. Turner proving that a shadow of a doubt that he ain't no old timer. There's no ring rust. He can still hang with the very best. Took the world champion to the limit. Nearly had him beat a couple of times. Dave Turner, 3-time world champion. This comeback tour, you know he's eyeing up that big gold. Making sure to give these fans their due as Reese Matthews retreats out onto the apron. Perhaps took a bit too much time. Forearm smash and a European uppercut, going to stagger Turner just a bit, allows the opening. Reese Matthews takes it, that spinning back elbow we've seen him use since his return, but only gets a 2 count, close as it may be. You did not miss it, Hoxton. Unfortunately, that match not going to be happening because I don't know why, but the game crashed 3 times on it. So that's been moved to the Fallout Crossfire, Pierre Thompson versus Jay Mamba. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see it here at Fortune. Not playing around. The game won't allow it, so not going to test with it any further. Alley-oop powerbomb by Turner in the corner. Reese Matthews now flailing. Arms and legs flying every which way. Gut wrench suplex has him down. Will he be out? No. Not just yet. Able to block that punch. Turner comes through with a hell of a right hook. Didn't see the jawbreaker though, and a catchphrase. The total package before he can capitalize. Turner is already back to his feet. Big old Irish whip. And Reese Matthews taking quite a tumble to the outside. What a night it has already been here at Fortune, guys. Titles changing hands. That fatal 4-way match between the women absolutely Brutal. And still got so much more to come. Going for that super kick to pay homage to fellow Hall of Famer Paul Anderson. Reese Matthews sidestepped it though. Another back elbow. Could be the biggest win for Reese Matthews since coming back to CMV. Can't afford to doubt himself though. Dave Turner not looking too hot, and Reese Matthews gonna hammer the final nail into the coffin. Jumping cutter, and what a win for Reese Matthews. Reese Matthews just picking up a big dub. And Dave Turner, if he can respect one thing, it's a man getting the better of him. Might not appreciate Reese's antics to get here, but Turner offers the handshake. Reese Matthews will not be denied. He wants that shot at the Undisputed Championship. I think he may have just earned it by beating Dave Turner here at Fortune. The CMV Women's Championship will be on the line here next at Fortune, guys, as Haley Jones challenges Danielle Davis. Davis's first defense of the title since winning it back at Validation, putting down Kelsey Hayes. Hell of a journey for Danielle Davis to finally reach the top of the mountain, and now she's got to face off against one of her very close friends, and Haley Jones. The big dog Kawhi has been red hot this last month. Remember, she beat Kelsey Hayes while she was still women's champion to earn this opportunity, and has not taken her foot off the gas since. Beating Angela, something which Danielle Davis was unable to do herself, and then just this past episode of Crossfire, beating Amber Reed. No doubt about it, Haley Jones is walking into this match with a whole lot of momentum behind her. But Danielle Davis, just a month after finally capturing the Women's Championship, it's going to take a hell of a lot to get that title out of her hands. If you ask me, we'll see if Haley Jones has what it takes. Referee Poe rings the bell, and you can expect this to be a very classy matchup between these two ladies. Lots of respect to be had. But once that bell rings, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you got to put friendships on hold, because you got to be willing to do what you have to do to leave as champion. And Danielle Davis spent over a year scratching, clawing to get to the top of the mountain, to finally win the big one, finally be the women's champion. Standing moonsault, but look at Haley Jones debuting at the top of this season. She's never been this close to the championship before, and she's not about to let it slip away so quickly. Trying to get these fans hyped. They gotta be split down the middle. Who do you root for here? Kick to the gut caught by Danielle. Turning it into a single knee gutbuster, already at the count of 6. And even though Danielle Davis does have a champion's advantage, I would be shocked, to say the least, if she utilized it, especially against Haley Jones, who gets off that knee. And that's what Danielle Davis has to be careful of, the knees of Haley Jones, man. All she needs is one clear shot, and you are not getting back up. Count of 10. Haley Jones looks to throw down the overhand. Clipping her with the drop kick. Got enough of it. Gotta take this fight back into the ring. I can't imagine Danielle Davis is doing this on purpose. Probably just not even hearing the count, so focused on Haley Jones. But she's gonna break the count. Will she reset it? Or will she try to take the count out? Victory, which would be kind of dumb on her part, because she can't win the championship that way, only by pin or submission. Back into the ring we go. Short arm. Forearm smash, close range. Knocking Haley Jones for a loop, and if it didn't, that knee to the side of the head definitely did. Only a 1 count. Standing drop kick by Davis. Think about how much Davis has to have going on in the back of her mind, though. She knows that Xiaorong's got that Magnificent Six briefcase. She can cash in anytime, guys, anywhere, for an opportunity at Davis's Women's Championship. And now we've got the Queen of the Ring tournament announced. But Danielle Davis had to have expected this. She's champion now. There is a giant target on her back, and there's no rest for the wicked. I think Danielle Davis is ready to meet that challenge head on. She might not have to worry about it, though, after tonight. If Haley Jones has her way and we get a new women's champion, all those worries will be dropped onto the shoulders of Haley Jones. Nice kick by Danielle Davis. Haley Jones trying to pick herself back up, not having much luck doing so. Davis, another kick to the head and an elbow drops the upper back. And look at that positioning. Couldn't be more perfect. Haley Jones in the drop zone. Danielle Davis with a picture-perfect moonsault. Don't think I've ever seen one better than that. 1, 2. Oh, but it's not enough to retain the Women's Championship. Punch to the gut by Davis. Gets a super kick, though, and that's why you can't count out the big dog Kawhi. Lethal strikes. Danielle Davis is smart, and I do believe she is. Not going to want to start exchanging fisticuffs with Haley Jones. Keep away from those kicks and those knees. But Danielle Davis, she ain't no pushover. Lion salt by Danielle Davis. Hang on a minute, that's what she used to win the Women's Championship in validation, and she uses it to retain the Women's Championship here tonight at Fortune. Danielle Davis is still the CMV Women's Champion. For the most part, Davis able to keep a lid on Jones, not allowing her to utilize those strikes that she is so lethal with. There's the lion salt to do the deed. Danielle Davis with a successful first defense of her Women's Championship. What's next for Danielle Davis? The road to Ascendance 8. Xiaorong stalking her. The Queen of the Ring awaiting her. Is Danielle Davis up to task? If that performance against Haley Jones is any indication, I believe so. Into our tertiary main event, lads and gents. Will Shea Hoxton fulfill his promise to smooch Jared Leon's wife? Hoxton going down the path you might not have expected, attempting to play mind games with Jared Leon. Why you would want to get into the mind of Jared Leon, I don't know. Is it even possible is the question. Hoxton is testing that theory by mocking Jared Leon and going after Leon's wife. Maybe the one shred of humanity Leon still possesses, his love for Joy Justice. And Hoxton has just been hammering that point these last couple weeks, going so far as to have custom tights made with Joy Justice on them. And Hoxton saying, after I beat you, I'm going to smooch your wife. But of course, remember, Hoxton only in this mess because Tailcoat Val sick to Jared Leon on Hoxton. Val trying to keep Hoxton away from helping Jason Spade. Here we go. Oh, no! This game, no! It reset the attires. No! Hoxton. God damn it. That's why Danielle Davis didn't have her pay-per-view attire. I should have recognized that. I hate this game so much. It crashed like 3 times, though. You can't really blame me. I didn't notice. It crashed 3 times as I was trying to restart it. Ugh. He has the tights on under those tights, okay? He got them custom made. You know how much that cost? He doesn't want them getting scuffed. But just trust, Hoxton had some custom tights made. I believe he did show them off. And it seems like they work, because Leon is coming out of the gate just tearing into Shane Hoxton without a moment's notice, throwing him around like nobody's business. Maybe the mind games worked too well. Hoxton trying to survive with a surprise roll-up. Now we get a trip up going after the leg. Oh, snaps the knee overhead. And you got to know Hoxton got to use that craftiness he brings to the table to find a way to somehow put Leon down. Leon has had Hoxton's number at every turn this past month, attacking him after his match with Adam Valentine and then defeating him in the tag team match alongside Joseph Santos. Hoxton was teaming with Brett Curtis. And then more recently, just this past episode of Supremacy, Leon actually took away Hoxton's chances to headline Ascendance 8 when he eliminated him from that King of the Hill qualifier. If there truly is any sort of real human emotion left in Jared Leon, Hoxton is right. It's got to be his relationship with Joy. Leon evidently not taking very kindly, and you can see him conflicted. It's that question that Joy Justice has been trying to figure out these last few weeks. You know, what did you do to my husband? But was anything really done? Leon's always been a monster. I think you can tell in the ring he's gotten more ruthless, more brutal, but is that really anything Tailcoat Val did? Look at the expression on Hoxton's face. Yeah, he knows what's coming. Military press spinebuster, and again, Leon so focused on his wife. Maybe Hoxton struck gold, found the one weakness, Leon's kryptonite. Again, though, the question is, will it pay off for him? Oh no, there's the choke! The big meaty claw wrapped around Hoxton's throat, attempting to suck the life out of him. 1, 2, oh, but just a 2 count. Hoxton knows a lot about chokes. Leon ain't finished. Hoxton might rue the day he ever spoke Joy Justice's name. Or maybe not. Hoxton playing possum. Chops away the hand, hook to the jaw, setting him up for the 21, baby. 1, 2, but Leon, inhuman as he is, able to kick out. Hoxton, though, not taking his eye off the prize. Forearm smash, kip up. Leon wobbles into the inverted atomic drop, scoop slam to bring it all together nicely with a little bow on top. To the corner he goes. This might be what it takes. Kick to the side of the head. And most times I like to condone that, but I think it's the only course of action for Hoxton here, trying to kick Leon's head off, and still it didn't work. Hoxton remaining adamant, though, stalking Leon as he looks for a second 21. Uno, dos, Trace, and Shay Hoxton victorious over Jared Leon. You know what that means? Somebody's wife is getting smooched. Shay Hoxton took a gamble on whether or not Jared Leon still had any emotions left. And it turns out that he does, for his wife Joy. The mind games paying off for Shay Hoxton here at Fortune. And there was a second 21. Took two of them pretty much in a row to keep Jared Leon down. I thought it was the first one. And then there was the punt to the side of the head. Didn't do the trick. Joy Justice probably getting looked at by the doctors backstage. If I were her, I'd be on the lookout because someone's coming in for a smooch. Tailcoat Val threw Jared Leon at Hoxton, and Hoxton threw him right back. Things are winding down, guys, here in Tokyo, Japan for the first annual Fortune pay-per-view event on the road to the grandest stage of all, Ascendance 8. Been a hell of a night so far. Championships changing hands, skulls getting cracked. But we have still got a couple of big matches to finish out the night. Our main event, of course, Ace Reeves, his biggest challenge yet. He defends his global championship against two living legends, Schmitty and hometown hero Paul Devine. But first, the CMV Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line as Joseph Santos, who's fallen fully, I believe, into the clutches of Tailcoat Val now, and Subject Zero take on Brett Curtis and Jason Spade. The new two-man power trip plastered in gold after Brett Curtis defeated Subject Zero this past Supremacy to win the Anarchy Championship. So Curtis now the Anarchy Champion, Jason Spade the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, and together they are the holders of the Unified World Tag Team titles. But for how long? As Zero immediately looks to get back at Curtis here, kicking things off against each other, not even a one count. Hammerlock by Curtis. Subject Zero comes out with a back elbow, though. Took everything from Curtis. He even had to pull out the 360 Tombstone Pile Driver, which is a very rare maneuver Curtis resort to in order to put Zero down and become Anarchy Champion. Tag now to Jason Spade. And it was a rocky start for Curtis and Spade as a team, but they have definitely meshed together, officially dubbing themselves Kings and Spades. That's how you know it's legit. Too legit to quit. They are a solidified unit, dominating Supremacy right now, much to the chagrin of Tailcoat Val. But a bigger question is, where is Jason Spade's head at into this match? We saw him struggle against Dave Turner. We saw him struggle against Joseph Santos just earlier this week on Supremacy. And even though Spade is always able to focus in the end and pull out the victory, it's just so weird seeing him the way that he is. Nearly costing himself the match. numerous times, just becoming blank. And that's what Tailcoat Val does to you. But Jason Spade has vowed to rescue Sarasi from the clutches of Tailcoat Val, and nothing is going to keep him from doing that. Quite a hill to climb, quite a task to overcome, and if anybody's up to it, it's Jason Spade tripping up the big man, and there's the Collar City Clutch. Collar City Clutch locked in by Jason Spade. This could be a rather quick night for the arsenal of Tailcoat Val. Zero able to roll over that massive frame of his. Gets onto his back and throws out a punch, then clotheslining Spade right out of the ring. Tag to Santos. Brett Curtis actually tweeted out a couple of days ago, saying he and Santos go way back. They're both NGW alumni, and he's sad to see what's happening to Santos. And he hopes that here at Fortune he's able to snap the man with the upside down frown out of it. Who's to know if Santos is even aware what he's doing, aligning himself with Tailcoat Val. That's again what Val does. She preys on the mentally weak. Knee by Spade, though, can't afford to hold back to retain the tag team titles. Not going to be enough. Santos at the end of last season, that career-threatening injury had him on the shelf, but he busted his ass day in and day out to be medically cleared to return. And how hot was he at the start of the season? But maybe what he needs is a big old hit on the head. He's going to get it with the Lansenberg lobotomy. Spade again might have this match won. Santos taking a nap, but at the last millisecond keeps this match going. Tag to Brett Curtis. As I was saying, Santos, came into this season red hot, then was unable to capture the United States Championship, unable to capture the Rising Star Championship, unable to capture the Anarchy Championship back in Validation. And that's when Tailcoat Val lent her hand and said, hey, come with me and I promise you'll find your way. Brett Curtis forcing Santos to retreat momentarily. Back into the ring, though, and we get a Barto end from the former NGW Tag Team Champion. Only gets a 1 count, though, off the pin attempt. Looking over at Tailcoat Val for some sort of guidance. Irish whip into the corner. Santos coming up from behind. Gets a good look at the specialist. Cocking up that punch. Rocking the new Anarchy Champion. And Hangman's single knee backbreaker. No punches pulled. Santos going in on Brett Curtis right now. Collar and elbow tie-up. Able to push him back. Thrown overhead with the fireman's carry. Help to his feet. Uh-oh, might be going for the Florida Flatliner. But like Curtis said himself, he and Santos go way back. He was ready for it. Pele kick to the back of Santos' head. Another tag to Spade. Frequent tags by the champs, keeping themselves nice and fresh. Ancient strategy. Nice kick by Santos. Gives himself enough time to make the tag to Subject Zero. As Val watches from ringside, taking her mental notes. Jason Spade got to catch his breath, able to evade Santos. Zero's waiting for him. These jabs doing nothing. Spade rebounding off the ropes for a little back elbow. Still not enough to topple the brick wall, though. Folding Spade like an accordion. And another tag to Santos. Santos kind enough to help Spade to his feet. Enziguri. All these big shots to the head and neck. Spade's not just going to have mental anguish, but physical as well. Spade thought about it, but takes it as the wiser move to make the tag to Brett Curtis. Kick to the midsection. Curtis, powerbomb. Not just one, though. into the Samoan drop, and you think he's finished, but he ain't. Into the pin. One. Oh, just a 1 count. That unmatched, innovative offense of Bret Curtis that led him to become king of the ring, led him to the tag team titles with Jason Spade, and led him to the Anarchy Championship. Truly one of a kind, and the type of superstar you can't fully prepare for. Look at that reversal by Santos, though, rolling up over the powerbomb attempt into a roll-up. Bret Curtis reverses the momentum, though, gets a 1 count. Subject Zero a bit worried. Tries to go low as Curtis. Santos with a pop-up hurricane rana. Now, how about that athleticism? Face first. Santos with an elbow that rocks both Zero and Santos, but now try to lift him up. Not much luck in doing so. Inverted atomic drop, followed by a big boot and a senton. Firing off on all cylinders when Curtis starts going off like this, man. Virtually impossible to put a stop to it. Wants a tag to Spade, perhaps. Santos doing a good job getting himself out of that corner. It's a bad part of town. But it looks like the man with the upside down frown might be a bit gassed. What's he thinking about? Maybe some slight hesitation. It was fleeting, though. That kick went right over Curtis's head. And Curtis with the tombstone lung blower to retain the Unified World Tag Team titles. 1-2, but Zero able to break the pin before Spade can stop him. Curtis ain't done, though. He firing off, baby. And now some hesitation by Curtis. Santos gonna use that against him. Kick turned into a German suplex. And look at Val telling Santos, hammer him in, finish him off. Walk across the ring, slowly but surely reaching the corner. Tag to Spade. And here come the champions. Working like the well-oiled machine they are. Back suplex powerbomb combination. Spade goes low. Santos says no. Dropping the elbow on the shoulder there. Punch to the pec. Santos responds to the forearm smash. Spade says, hold this GTS, fam, into a German suplex. And Santos sitting on his neck for a second before collapsing like a wet spaghetti noodle. Spade slowly approaching in the corner. Guillotined is Santos on that top rope. Spade able to take his time now as he looks for, I believe, the Collar City Clutch, grabbing Santos by the hair, tying him up. Collar City Clutch is locked in, and Santos might have to tap. Can Zero make the save in time? He does. Santos now has got a second chance. Leaving Spade out to dry on the second rope. Using the ropes for leverage. Got to watch the count, though. Doesn't want to be disqualified. Can't win the tag titles that way. Oh! Florida Flatliner! Florida Flatliner! 1, 2! Oh! Good thing Spade had the wherewithal to kick out himself, because Curtis would not have been quick enough. Subject Zero momentarily taken out of action. This could be a perfect opening for Spade to try and finish off Santos with Zero incapacitated at ringside. But instead, Spade opts to mock Santos, waiting for him to get up. A couple of double axe handles. Rolling up Santos, kick to the side of the head, hoping for refuge in the corner, but Zero's still down. No one to make the tag to. Targeting Santos' arm, Cross armbar on the top rope, and again has to watch referee pose count, lest he be disqualified. And Santos holding on to his arm. Hip toss. Knee right down the sights. Spade is just absolutely going in on Santos right now. No response. Oh, but there's that elbow. And a drop kick gets swept to the side by Spade. Goes low, trips him up. Double boot stomp right to the solar plexus. Santos out of instinct rolls to his feet. Running sit-out powerbomb. Spade, he's got to get out of that corner. He can barely stand, though. Looking over at Val. Spade crawling, desperately trying to make it to the tag. But he doesn't have enough left. Santos wants to finish him off. But Spade, not an easy man to kill. Standing in the way between Santos and Zero. But Santos gonna leap past Spade, tag to Zero. Here comes the brick wall, throwing out a clothesline. Roll through, double boot stomp by Spade. The former Anarchy champion brought to his feet. Brings down the bow on Spade's knee in a single knee gutbuster. May lead to new unified world tag team champions. Nearly does. Curtis has to be more careful. T-bone suplex. Squashing Spade like a bug off the canvas. Belly to belly. Spade has something to say about that. Clapping the temples of Zero doesn't stun him for very long. Santos is still down at the feet of Tailcoat Val, and look at Zero. Stupid! 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 Beating his chest like the absolute beast that he is. A tag out of desperation. This match might lay on the shoulders of Bret Curtis at this point. Trying to pull through. Taking down Zero with that cutter from the shoulder. And Curtis to retain. And somehow he's still shocked even after all he went through on Supremacy with Zero and the Anarchy Championship match. Boot to the jaw. But a punch to the back of the head. And another big one. Subject Zero, don't tell me he's going to do what I think he's going to do. What is he doing? Dropping Curtis chest first on the top rope. 1, 2, Spade. I'm not sure if he broke that up or if Curtis kicked out, but either way, the tag team champion's still alive. Will they be the tag team champions for much longer, though? Slowly, Curtis brings Zero to his feet, only to get a knee to the midsection. And a clothesline sidestep. Subject Zero goes flying into Tailcoat Val. Val checking on her prized puppet, keeping her distance so as not to risk a disqualification, but even being in the presence of Tailcoat Val is harrowing. Look at how Curtis has no fear. Oh, Val threatens a punch, putting her hands on Curtis. What are you doing? Ref, get out there. Curtis, don't fall for it. She's continuing to keep Curtis away from Zero. Trying to distract him. Not working very well, though. Curtis right into the steel steps he goes. Curtis able to roll Zero up. Got to get back into the ring, though. At the count of 8. Curtis has no care. The count. Oh, 0! Oh, just squashed Curtis's head like a freaking watermelon off the sidewalk. Bursting. And not surprising, Curtis bleeding now. That agility by Curtis enabling him to counter out of Zero's powerhouse maneuvers. What a count are we at right now? 16. Guys, we're at a count of 16. We gotta get this fight back in the ring. But Curtis doesn't care. Breaks the count after hearing how close it was. Back into the ring. Zero crawling to make the tag to Santos. Immediately goes for an enziguri. Curtis. Unable to stay in a dominant position. Woo! Bang-a-rang. Around and around we go. Santos spinning Curtis around like a helicopter blade. Russian leg sweep. And a bow. Yeah, really impressive, Santos. So look at what has happened to Joseph Santos. How can he be so foolish? Yeah, there you go. Taking too much time. Playing around. Jason Spade tagging himself in. Noticing that his partner is in trouble. And that's what a good tag team partner does. Comes to the rescue. Tilt the world DDT. Spade marking the canvas saying this is his ring, this is his show. And Tailcoat Val ain't coming to take it from him. Beckoning Santos to get to his feet. Spade's got something for him. Spins him around. Half Nelson into a neck breaker. It's almost like Spade is daring Tailcoat Val to try something. To pull a move. Santos crawling to his feet. And Spade's just watching. Should have stayed on target though. And here's why. Spade countering into a vertical suplex. Stop focusing on Tailcoat Val. Spade, focus on Santos. I shouldn't have to tell him that. Every time he gets Santos down, he turns his attention to Val. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is not... This isn't Jason Spade, man. Val has been successful in burrowing her way into the mind of Jason Spade. And now it's up to Santos to capitalize on that. Electric chair German suplex. No beating around the bush. Going in for the kill, but Spade, even in his current mental state, another GTS. And there's a German for you. Now the Lansenberg lobotomy makes another appearance. Maybe Santos needs a lobotomy. Trying to drag Santos away from the corner, making it harder for Subject Zero to break up the pin. Will this be enough to retain the Unified World Tag Team titles? No, Santos kicking out. You got to imagine the time Spade used to drag Santos away is what Santos used, but caught in the Collar City Clutch again. Collar City Clutch a second time. Can Santos hold on? Yes, he can. Look at him. He's dead on the canvas, though. Half Nelson drops him on the top of his head. Look, and even Curtis from the apron is saying, Spade, what are you doing? Focus up. Get in there. Santos escapes the ring. takes a deep breath. Can't afford to play around for long, though. In Santos, we've seen this before. His interpretation of old school. That closed fist right to the back of the head. And now the inside elbow drops, trying to take out Spade's legs. Pretty much eliminate 80% of his arsenal. There's the board to end again! And this time it may just be enough. 1, 2, no! Curtis is worried, and you can understand why. Spade is busy focusing on tailcoat Val. And it's going to cost them the tag team titles if it keeps up. Neither man able to. Oh! Just as I was about to say, neither man able to properly take control of the other. But there you go. As soon as Spade hits a big move, turns right to Val, he's got to make a tag to Brett Curtis. Curtis will focus. Curtis will get the job done. Or maybe Spade can maintain his sanity long enough. A third Lansenberg lobotomy. 1, 2, 3. Brett Curtis and Jason Spade still the unified world tag team champions. But man, someone needs to talk to Spade. Someone needs to help Spade. He's fallen into the rabbit hole just like Joseph Santos did, and he's not careful. He's going to end up being just another victim of the sinister tailcoat Val. But at least for tonight, Val's gonna go home empty-handed. Curtis and Spade still the unified world tag team champions against the odds. And my fine feathered friends, are you ready? Because it is time to cap off a hellacious night of CMV action, our main event here at Fortune live from Tokyo, Japan, as Ace Reeves faces his biggest challenge yet, defending his CMV Global Championship against two living legends, the Game Changer Schmitty and the hometown hero, the Asian sensation, Paul Devine. Our first pit stop on the road to the grandest stage of them all, Ascendance 8. Can Ace Reeves survive a match where he doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose his championship? Schmitty could pin Devine, Devine could submit Schmitty, and Ace Reeves would go home empty-handed. But Devine with the opportunity to make history yet again in his CMV career. If he wins, guys, he'll become a six-time world champion. And even though he and Ace Reeves have teamed together over the last couple of months, Ace Reeves said himself, once that bell rings, it's every man for himself, Devine. Let's not forget Ace Reeves coming into this match not at 100%, revealed to everybody on his Twitter a couple of days ago. After checking in with the doctors, he does have bruised ribs. After the tag team match this past episode of Crossfire, we noticed Ace Reeves towards the end was acting a bit weird. He wouldn't tag in. He was looking out of it on the apron. And with good reason, Schmitty dispatching of Divine. Thought he did everything he could leading up to Fortune to make sure Divine did not make it here, to finally rid himself of that thorn in his side. But of course, like only he does, the man who puts the rising and rising sun came back again after getting hit by a car 2 weeks later to fight for the World Championship he earned an opportunity at by surviving the Elimination Chamber, beating Schmitty at Validation. But after being hit by that car, Kellen O'Neill had a decision to make. He had to name the new #1 contender and chose Schmitty, the runner-up, inside of the Elimination Chamber. And even though I didn't want to believe it, I didn't want to believe Schmitty could really go that far so as to orchestrate a drive-by on Paul Divine. I mean, all signs point to that's exactly what happened. But even still, he tried to kill Divine, and still here he is. And Ace Reeves just caught in the middle of this rivalry that has expanded years here in CMV. Two former world champions, two of the all-time greats, even if you don't want to admit it about Schmitty, two future Hall of Famers. But Ace Reeves remaining adamant that he has what it takes to leave Fortune here tonight, still global champion, and I'm not going to doubt him. Schmitty grabbing the champ by the back of his head, leaning him up against the ropes. Forearm smash gonna knock him out of the ring. While Divine rests up. Schmitty with a rare showcase of agility and daredevil tactics. Suicide dive. Schmitty is usually very methodical. A thinking man's wrestler, I've called him in the past. Not one to take risks like that very often. I think that's only the second time ever I've seen him do a suicide dive. Ace Reeves, for the moment at least, not a factor, and Schmitty gonna focus on Divine to win the global championship. Ace Reeves with the fans in the front row, letting them know he might be down, but he is never out. What is Divine going for here on the top rope? Superplex, but he's not done. That's not enough. Rolls through into a Falcon Arrow. Incredible. Putting on a show in front of his friends and family here in Tokyo, Japan, baby. Backflip from the global champion after that successful standing Seafire. Waiting patiently for Divine to get to his feet. Kick to the back of the knee. Counters the Irish whip. Oh, bit of a handstand. Flips back into a head scissors. And Divine, you have not met anybody like Ace Reeves, my friend. Schmitty now the next to go. Round and around and around. Airplane spin by the gravity manipulator. Drops into the pin, hoping maybe this will be enough. But not quite. Schmitty immediately tries to stay on top of Ace. Spins him around and down to the canvas with an arm drag. Ace is feeling it. The energy being sent to him by these fans. They're in his corner for sure. But Divine, man, he's the hometown boy. He's Japan's #1 export. Superman punch! Into the pin. Schmitty's out in the corner. 1, 2, 3. Paul Divine is again a world champion. He did it against all the odds. Defying Schmitty. 6 times CMV world champion. Paul Divine has done it live from Tokyo, Japan. Unbelievable. Coming out of nowhere. 24th punch to an unexpected Ace Reeves. And there ain't no getting back up. Ace Reeves had his back against the wall. the biggest challenge of his career. But when Paul Devine clocks you with the 24th punch, you're going home. Paul Devine, 6-time world champion. History made again by the Asian sensation. And imagine being in Schmitty's head right now. In front of his friends, his family, and the CMV universe. Paul Devine back on top. And guys, thank you as always for tuning in and watching alongside with me. I hope that you enjoyed the show. If you are interested in being a part of CMV, make sure you drop a follow so that you get that notification when I go live. Exclamation point Twitter, exclamation point Discord for all of our social media. It was a bit of a task to get through, but we got through it. And Paul Devine, 6-time world champion, man, to cap things off. Incredible. But now we are really kicking off the road to Ascendance, guys, as next month it is Absolution. For now, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.